Test, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Got it?
Order the Santa Fe Public School Board of Education meeting of August 28, 2025 at 5 p.m. We'll start with a pledge of allegiance and salute to the New Mexico flag, acknowledgement of tribal land, and approval of agenda. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Juro fidelidad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. Saludo la bandera del Estado de Nuevo México, el simbología de amistad perfecta entre culturas unidas. We acknowledge that our Board of Education meeting is taking place on occupied indigenous land. We acknowledge the Tesuque Pueblo lands and other tribal lands on which we stand. We honor these people, past, present, and future. We acknowledge the history and ongoing colonization of where we are sitting now in New Mexico and in our country. We acknowledge our own place in the story of colonization. Okay, approval of the agenda. Superintendent Griffin, are there any changes to the agenda?
President Abeyta, no changes to the agenda.
Any changes from the board? Can I have a motion regarding the agenda?
Move approval of the agenda.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Item 2 is executive session. Dr. Gonzalez.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to move us into executive session where we're going to have a discussion of the purchase, acquisition, or disposal of real property, NMSA 1978 10-15-1H8, sublease and management agreement of the Brookdale property located on 640 Alta Vista and rent determination.
Okay, we have a motion. Can I have a second?
I second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. We'll be in executive session till 5:30. Thank you.
Okay, can I have a motion to come out of executive session? Dr. Gonzalez.
Yes, I'd like to move us out of executive session where we had a discussion of the purchase, acquisition, or disposal of real property, NMSA 1978 10-15-1 H8, sublease and management agreement of the Brookdale property located at 640 Alta Vista and rent determination.
Okay, thank you. There's a motion. Is there a second? Second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 3 is introduction of interpreter.
President Beta, board members, Deputy Superintendent Vanessa Romero.
Thank you.
Para asistencia de traducción en español, la señora Peña te ayudará.
Okay, item 4 is public forum. Mr. Beta.
Board President Abeyta, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Griffin, we have 2 speakers in-house, and then we have 2 emails that we need to read. So I'm going to go over the Santa Fe Public Schools Board of Education Public Forum ground rules. Public forum includes online and/or virtual participation as needed, as well as in-person comments when the board holds in-person meetings. Please listen and speak with respect. No uncivil conduct will be permitted. Please do not discuss any specific student who is not your own. No sharing of time. Self-monitor and observe the 3-minute time limit. You will receive a 30-second warning when your time is almost up. Public commentary and dialogue are allowed only during public forum, not throughout the meeting. Please search for answers on common ground. You may speak on any topic, whether it is on the agenda or not. Your input will be taken into consideration. Please be advised that the board may discuss your issue during the meeting, but by law, the board cannot take action on items that are not on the agenda. Please do not discuss employee matters which may result in disciplinary action. Instead, notify the employee's supervisor, the Human Resources Department, or the superintendent. And with that also, you'll have 3 minutes to speak tonight when you do come up, and even when I do read as well, there'll be a 3-minute time limit. And with that, I'd like to bring up our first speaker tonight, Lisa Christofferson. Lisa.
Hello, thank you very much. Good evening, President Beta, members of the school board, Superintendent Dr. Griffin. My name is Dr. Lisa Christofferson. I'm a special ed middle school resource teacher. I want to thank Deputy Superintendent Vanessa Romero for helping us at Nina Otero. She set up one of our 5th grade classrooms, and that does not have a teacher. We very much appreciate you coming over and taking your time. Thank you to Associate Superintendent Jamie Holliday. She also came over to Nina. She met with us special ed teachers. We felt heard. We were very overwhelmed. She was very kind to listen to us. I want to thank Dr. Maynard for helping us get more translation help for our IEPs. We are hoping for a special ed secretary since we only have a PSS for half a day, 1 day a week, and keeping in mind we have the greatest percentage of students on IEPs of any school in Santa Fe Public Schools. And so I would also like to thank President Beta. Thank you very much for visiting Nina Schools. Thank you for coming over. I was disappointed you weren't shown any of the special ed classrooms, but maybe on your next visit, I invite you to come to my classroom. And across the hall from my classroom is a life skills classroom. And I'm going to read a statement from that teacher. She's unable to be here tonight. She was injured by one of our students, so she wanted, if I could, to read her. She says, "Good evening, President Beta, members of the school board, and Superintendent Griffin. My name is Jamie Torres. I'm proud to call myself one of our district special education teachers. Like many teachers throughout our schools, I am fortunate to teach in the district I grew up attending. I know how it feels to be that 9-year-old little girl walking down off Ria, excited to go to school. I got to experience firsthand the doors that can open when students are given opportunities." I'm sorry, I read that wrong. "When opportunities for students are advocated for. However, I also know about the lifelong impacts that can be made when we turn an eye to what may seem like an even smallest puzzle piece in the giant jigsaw puzzle that makes up our educational system and learning experience for students." She's a doctoral student, so she talks a lot. Very wordy. "Take a walk down memory lane with me back to when I was a little girl, a 9-year-old girl, 1999, coming home from school. So excited to tell my parents I learned about this thing called scheme with the flyer in my hand about a program for students in 5th and 6th grade. I was granted a scholarship to cover the expenses for the program and was able to experience weeks on the mountain doing something amazing. I had no awareness of prior to this opportunity. I still remembered the experience vividly. What I also remember vividly about this opportunity is the voice of a bus driver with the bus full of students telling us to cover our heads. The bus didn't have any brakes. I still remember as we drove down the windy High Park Road trying to reach our school from the Santa Fe ski basin before eventually crashing. A student was unalive. My cousin Eric Garcia, along with the chaperone and hero Gary Apodaca, and who will forever be written in our history as a shuttle jack bus accident March 1999. I remember what it was like to return to school after such a traumatic experience, heartbroken and bruised, and I remember sitting through years and years of court hearings, telling my story of how Gary gave me his baked I'm not sure what she's meaning there. Let me fast forward. I still find myself asking the very same question. Why are key voices in education not being heard 26 years later? I still carry this experience with me every day. I bring up this horrific event from our district's here. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Kimberly Will.
Good evening, Board President Abeyta, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Griffin. My name is Kimberly Will, and I'm a mom too. I do this every single time, I'm sorry. I'm a mom to an EJ Martinez student. He's in the 5th grade. And I know that we're not talking about EJ Martinez right now, but I just wanted to come and say thank you because we know that a couple of you are going to come to our school and see what we're talking about, and also just kind of voice some more opinions. The first concern that I have is the cost of the brand new admin building, which could build 3 new right-sized schools for the district. I'm not saying that I don't want admin to not have a nice building. I absolutely do want admin to have a nice building, but I feel like maybe there's a way for admin to get a nice building and not an extravagantly nice building, and then just kind of reallocate the funds to other projects that might support our children as well. I just want to make sure that funds are allocated equally. Also, I've been thinking about Chaparral and EJ combining, and I know that there's going to be improvements, but I just want to make sure that the improvements are kind of a long-term vision and not just a short-term vision. Because when we were all brought together and told about this project, we were also told that it was EJ Martinez, Chaparral, and Nava that were kind of pilot programs in this project. And so if we're talking about I'm confused about the amount because it's been said that we might get 14 million, it's been said that we might get up to 7 to 10 million, but whatever that amount is, I just want to make sure that it's not going to be something that is going to have to be torn down later. So if Chaparral is a building that's kind of in distress, which it seems to be just by previous conversations, I just want to make sure that we're looking at long-term solutions and making sure that our kiddos have a nice school. So I think that's it. Thank you.
Our last in-house speaker is Jaron Spray. Jaron.
Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Abeyta, Dr. Griffin. My name is Garen Spray. I teach history at Capitol High School. Since Santa Fe Public Schools continues to drag its feet regarding cell phones, teachers in the district basically have 2 options. The first option for teachers is to disallow, or at least try to regulate, cell phones. These teachers play whack-a-mole all day long, spending precious instructional time trying to keep kids off of their phones. If the kids keep violating these policies, then the teachers have to start calling security, documenting the behavior, and contacting parents, and contacting administrators, and having conferences, and then, of course, documenting those interactions too. Paperwork, paperwork, paperwork. Now, many of us are even spending our own money to buy special pouches, boxes, and various other gadgets that might help us fight the cellular tsunami. The other option for teachers is to just give up and stop fighting. And who can blame them? In these classrooms, you'll see the teacher doing his or her job, conducting a lesson. Many of the students, however, have their earbuds in and are staring at their phones, completely ignoring the teacher, oblivious to what's going on in the classroom. That's okay, though. They don't need to pay attention to the teacher or the lesson, because when it comes time to turn in their work, all they need to do is use their phones to snap a picture of the assignment, send it into ChatGPT, and within seconds they get all the answers. This district, by dragging its feet, is in essence condoning all of the academic and social ills that cell phones amplify: bullying, gambling, pornography, cheating on assignments and tests, videotaping fights, and essentially the rotting of kids' brains. Why? Why won't the Santa Fe Public Schools do something about cell phones? Why does this district continue to make cell phones a teacher's responsibility? Rio Rancho has banned cell phones, so have Bernalillo, Taos, Peñasco, and Quemado. What do all these districts have that Santa Fe doesn't have? Vision? Backbone? What are we afraid of? Angry parents? Liability? I don't know if it's a board decision or if it's a superintendent's decision or both, but whoever is responsible for this abomination needs to act now. What you're showing the students, parents, teachers, citizens, and taxpayers is that TikTok and YouTube are more important than education. Thank you.
Okay, now we have two emails. Okay, the first one is Tiffany Encinas. I don't know why. Let's see. Okay. Dear Board and members of the Santa Fe community, my name is Tiffany Encinas. I am an early childhood professional at EJ Martinez. I'm emailing you today because I have some concerns about what will happen with EJ and Chaparral at their current location and sharing one building. Classrooms need enough open space for 18 to 26 students. Classrooms need to have windows and not be learning in dark classrooms. Does your office or home have windows? It makes a big difference both aesthetically and emotionally. HVAC should work in all classrooms to be comfortable and conducive to learning. Bathrooms and cafeterias are shared, and 8 bathrooms for over 400 students is not an ideal in any situation. Chaparral has to walk their students around to the cafeteria every day. They should be able to fully access their cafeteria. Playground should have shaded areas and clear brush. When we have family events and meetings, the families, students, and teachers have to use the cafeteria or the library, which cannot properly fit everyone. Our pre-K classroom needs to sync to be able to operate properly and to be compliant with sanitary conditions that pre-K has to abide by. We have to have our pre-K families walk up from the crosswalk and pick up their students from the parking lot where they must park because we would be backed up from Zia. Pre-K should have their own area and children and families be safe. The drop-off and pickup line in the morning and afternoon is very long. Parents have to wait, and then the stop sign is a holdup with traffic because Chaparral is telling their children be dropped off at the same time. The buses on the other side of the school and the EJ Martinez students can barely make it on time getting on it because they have to go to the other part of the school. I ask that you give my ideas consideration. Thank you. Okay. And next up is Michelle Franklin Hill. Dear Santa Fe Public Schools School Board, my name is Michelle Franklin Hill. I have been in the SFPS system for 11 years, and 9 were at E.J. Martinez, where I currently teach. I am a former kindergarten teacher and presently a pre-K teacher. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing my voice to be heard. I would like to introduce you to a former SFPS school board member. He is also a Marine, postmaster of Santa Fe, appointed by President Johnson, deputy county treasurer, field auditor for the IRS. He was the accountant bookkeeper. He taught school in Texas, Louisiana, and New Mexico to put himself through college, where he attained his BA in business administration. He was the principal of Lamy High School. He was an avid gardener, husband, and father of children. As a child, he sold milk from my father's farm on the way to school every day. He was someone who worked hard in every way possible. He overcame many obstacles, including losing his mother at a young age. He was truly dedicated, professional in every aspect. His name was Eleuterio J. Martinez, better known as E.J. Martinez. Our school building and grounds were dedicated in his honor for a good reason. It is evident that his presence still exists, from the beautiful peach trees, Memorial Peach Garden, the labyrinth, and most of all, the community and young minds that it impacted and inspired. Thank you for your time. And that was Michelle Franklin Hill. And that concludes our public forum.
Okay, thank you. The next item on our agenda is a union update. Is there any representatives from the union here this evening?
There are not.
Okay, then we will move on to board announcements and follow-ups. Any board announcements and follow-ups? Yes, Board Member Gonzalez.
Tuesday at our last PI meeting, we approved the bylaws to allow PI to become the foundation for the district.
Great.
And Superintendent Griffin and I got to vote for the first time. And
Great.
you'll be a voting member as well.
That's great. And it takes off one of the items on our to-do list, right? Was the foundation we've been talking about for quite some time. So thank you for that update. Any other board announcements and follow-up? Yes, Board Member Heffron.
Good evening, Board President as well as Dr. Griffin. My concern has to be from what I'm hearing from teachers around my District 5, which includes the irony that at some places, let us say Santa Fe High freshman class, there are fewer students this year than ever before, although the junior and senior classes are quite full. And at the same time, across the way at Milagro, we have history and science classes which are full, in some cases 30, 35 students in a class for one teacher. So we have an abundance of students at that school, as well as a waiting list, as we had announced a couple of weeks ago. I know that we're trying to get teachers to fill those slots at Milagro ASAP, and I'm hoping we have moved out on that to some degree of accomplishment so that this will not persist. But anyway, I want the teachers to know, and the students, that we're trying to support them every which way we can. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Board Member Bozay.
Thank you, Board President Abeyta, Dr. Griffin, members of the board. I'm going to pass out the updates that I worked on with staff about our student board representative program. We talked about this at the end of the school year, and I volunteered to work with staff on those updates. So since it's time to open up the application for new student board representatives, I wanted to share with you that that work was done. And this copy that you're handed out shows the changes. It tracks all the changes, so you can see what it was before and what it will be in the future. I think for me, the biggest highlight is that, we love getting those updates about sporting events and awards and all of those things from the student board representatives. But I also I think I felt like there was something a little bit deeper missing as far as the student voice. And so we worked on some topics that they can incorporate every month. I'll just read off a couple of the examples, such as belonging and inclusivity, climate pulse checks, academic impact, equity and access, and then community impact. So they can spend, 5 minutes talking about those things when they give their updates. And I'll pass those out. It was great work, and I really appreciate Ms. Romero and Mr. Hegley.
All right. Anything else? And Superintendent Griffin, can you give us the details about the meeting on Tuesday with the E.J. Martinez community?
Absolutely. So families are invited to a community meeting at E.J. Martinez in their library on September 2nd at 5:30 with President Abeta and Dr. Gonzalez.
Great, thank you. And just so the community knows, we have received a lot of emails. And I think I'm speaking for the board, read all the emails. And this was something that a lot of the parents and staff has requested. And so in response to that, we will have that meeting, and I look forward to hearing from the community and also sharing with them at least my perspective. And hopefully it's the beginning of much more dialogue between us and the EJ community. So, okay, any other board announcements? Then let's move on to superintendent announcements and follow-up.
Thank you, President Abeta. Board members, just have a couple announcements. We received funding to enhance work-based learning, so we congratulate our Office of Curriculum and Instruction on the recent $100,000 grant, which will significantly enhance our work-based learning program and the engineering pathway at Santa Fe High School. We want to acknowledge the Northern New Mexico Youth Fund and their fiscal agent, the New Mexico Community Trust, for their generous support and providing meaningful real-world experiences for our students. And Mr. Joe Abeta, our Executive Director of Communication, has given me the heads up that this year our Santa Fe High School varsity's girls, I can speak, Santa Fe School's varsity girls volleyball team is a sure contender for the state championship. So people may want to tune into that and see, and come support our girls. So thank you very much.
Okay, then we have some action items on our agenda. We have a consent calendar. There are consent items. There are 10 on consent. Do we need clarification, or are there questions on any of the items on the consent agenda? Can I have a motion regarding the items on consent?
I move approval of the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Item B is the Board of Education Committee Representative, SY. I don't know what SY stands for. School year. Thank you. So is that a new committee I don't know about? Okay, so school year, Board of Education Committee Representative. Who's going to take the lead on this as far as? Which committees are we need? So we probably need an actual motion for our Partners in Education Foundation because of the change in the bylaws. So,
Yeah, I think that's the only, I think it's on the agenda until we finish filling the committees.
okay, so can I have a motion regarding, our Board Secretary, Dr. Gonzalez, and Board President Abeta to serve in the role as the board representatives for Partners in Education Foundation?
So moved.
There's a motion. Can I have a second?
I second.
There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. And I believe everybody, all the other committees have been taken care of as far as board representatives. Okay, so that takes care of item B. Board discussion and possible action. Are there any items that the board would like to discuss or that we need to provide direction on? No? Then, okay, let's look at advanced planning. We do have a meeting scheduled for September 11th. I will not be present at that board meeting. I don't know if other board members are going to be out or not on the 11th. Then we have CRC on the 17th, Audit Committee on the 18th, and we do have noted here a tentative study session, Finance Subcommittee on the 18th. Is that still needed, or do we know what that's about?
It's not needed at this time.
Okay. And then the 25th would be our next board meeting after the 11th.
Yes,
25th
that
of
is
September.
correct. Thank you.
Okay, any comments or anything related to the advanced planning from the board?
President Abeyta, I do have a conflicting event on September 11th. I can be here if needed, but
Okay,
If
so yeah,
it's-
let's make sure we have a
if
quorum.
it's, if there's business that we need to vote on, I can be here, but, just put that out there.
Great,
Okay,
okay.
thanks.
Dr. Gonzalez?
President Abeyta, Superintendent Griffin, I don't know that I don't remember if I mentioned that we need to make sure we put that on the agenda for the next meeting to approval of the bylaws.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good to know. Okay, anything else regarding advanced planning? All right, then